Arthurian Legends is out. It's a really awesome set, and I just every day after work get in my car and I type in Arthurian Legends set review, and there's nothing. Why isn't there? So I'm gonna take it upon myself to make my very own for people that want to learn about the new cards. Um, a heads up, I'm a pretty casual sorcery player, so I might have different reviews. My play group purposely plays for fun. We don't play the best decks, so if you would like to make one on the most competitive cards, please do, and I will listen to it on my way home from work in my car. I'm gonna start off with one of the coolest cards, the 13 Treasures of Britain. You just put this unique relic in the grid, and if someone picks it up, you draw a card. But then the relic just teleports randomly to a grid. So I just imagine my awful luck, where I draw a card with this thing, and then it just teleports randomly to my opponent like 5 times in a row, and just lets them draw 5 cards. I could even see myself building around this thing. Now it's unique, so it's hard to build around. Big problem with this set, but like I could have 7 frog tokens out and just prepare to draw a bunch of cards with this thing, and it never worked. It's truly a game of luck with this card. Really awesome. A new card called A Midsummer's Night Dream. This card I'm not liking so much because it seems a little troublesome. It's like a new Crusade Jihad effect for fairies. But the reason I don't like it is mortals here are disabled. And then it gives you your fairies +1. Now, I'm playing Templar, and I know a lot of people are excited to play these really cool new knights that they've made. But if you don't like playing really awesome Giga Chad knights and go the fairy route, I'm going to have a really hard time killing your avatar if you hide it in this aura. I have Lightning Bolt I could get you to Death's Door, and then you put your avatar in this aura, and I don't think I could kill you unless the Lightning Bolt hits your guy. It's a pretty good stall effect, but I mean it also makes your fairies big, right? So if you like fairies, that's a cool, sweet new card. I am really digging this new air card too, Arcane Barrage. Now you do have to have triple air threshold for this, so it's going to be hard to splash. But it's X, and you just shoot X projectiles in the same direction, and they all deal 1. So, I'm an old school Magic player, and Fireball is just a big card for me, obviously. So, we got Fireball and Sorcery. It's awesome. Let's talk about this new avatar, dude. Archie Mago. This dude is wearing one of the coolest wizard hats I've ever seen. It's got a dragon hanging out of his head. And it performs a smackdown of magic. If you like casting a lot of spells, dude, this is the guy. You banish 3 magic spells in your cemetery, and you just cast one of them. So cool, dude. And I mean, I'm just thinking of, you could have an ordinary tutor that you've played earlier, and then you could have like a really big card and then, it's not hard to get 3 magic spells in your cemetery when you are already playing so many just like ordinary low mana spells like Ordinary Tutor, Lightning Bolt, or whatever. So the card seems really awesome. I am interested on these new Black Knight, Blue Knight, Purple Knight, all these new knights. The Black Knight specifically, because I think he's got the biggest power, but he costs 2 less if you have less life than your opponent. And if you're playing like Templar, he's 1 less, but he's a 5 attack, 3 defense for 5. So you could get that down to 2. A 2 mana 5/3 seems really good. Not much else. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of removal in this format. I think he dies to Lightning Bolt because he has the 3 defense. So something that I think everyone is really feeling the burn on with this new set is building around these cool new unique cards. And Blunderbore is going to make you wish that unique did not exist in this game. He gives allied giants banish the minions they kill to permanently gain 1 power. The artwork is this big, nasty giant dude eating a guy. So your giants, if they kill a dude, they eat the guy, and they get +1 power. But you can only have one of them. Like, no one's going to play giant tribal. I mean, he himself is a giant, so it does get bigger each time he kills something. But I just feel like I need, like, 4 of those in my deck, and I'd have the coolest giant deck ever. Dude, this card, Boudica, is so aggressive, man. If you are a like goblin player in Magic and you just like playing super fast aggro decks, dude, again, it's a unique. You're gonna wish you could have more of these guys in your deck, but for 4 mana, 3 attack, other allies have +3 power when successfully attacking sites. So if you've just got some like little dudes, and maybe imagine Jihad out, because it's a fire card, so you got Jihad out, a bunch of just little dudes. You take someone to death's door in a turn, dude. Card's really awesome. Brother Knight, I wasn't sure on until I think that the value is there. For 4 mana, you get a 3 attack, 2 defense. And when he comes into play, you search your deck or your hand, and you put another Brother Knight in play. So he's elite, so you can only have 2 of them. But having 2 guys seems sweet. Hey, maybe you play a Brother Knight and you got Boudica out. Now they have +3 attack when they attack sites, right? So that would be 12 damage off 1 card. That seems pretty sweet. So this is like probably a more hyper-aggressive card. Seems awesome. This is something that I don't know if we wanted more land destruction. You could really... It doesn't... I guess, yeah, no one really likes land destruction. It doesn't combo with Roots of Yggdrasil or whatever, at least, because the way it's worded. But you conjure this 3 mana aura on top of a elite or unique site. And at the start of the turn, you destroy the site and all minions on top of it. Now, this set has a lot of really good sites. So every deck's going to have elite and unique sites. And so for 3 mana, you can destroy 1. But it does give your opponent a turn to move their minions. But this is a really cool way to create a gap. Maybe your opponent's been building up this army, and they're about to walk the army through it, and you're like, nope, let's move it. Let's stop you from getting over here. So then they go backwards, or they go sideways, or whatever, before their castle blows up, right? So it's a cool way to change the grid. I don't know if the land destruction scares me, because I'm thinking of there's some other ways. There's a new tax ability with a lot of new cards, so I feel like land destruction tax could be not fun. And I think most of us are playing this game for fun. The competitive scene is out there. But if I'm gonna go play this game with my friend and just hang out and just be laughing, he's not gonna see the best version of myself when he just burned my castle and made all my spells cost more. So let's talk about the sweet new 4-color knights, dude. This guy right here, Dame Britomart. Oh man, this dude is so sick. So he's all 4 thresholds with Lance. But if he attacks and destroys... Wait. Would successfully attack it... Oh yeah, so if he doesn't have to destroy, sorry. If he attacks a site, it's a she. If she attacks a site, you can just summon a mortal from your cemetery to her. It's unique, so you're not going to build a reanimator deck around this thing. But there's a lot of removal in this game. There's a whole lot of ways to kill things. So you're going to have... Your cemetery is going to be full if you're playing a creature deck. It's pretty awesome. The new Druid Avatar. Dude, this dude is so cool. So when you first use him, you're going to get a bird, a little owl. He's a spellcaster, so it's cool. You can kind of float around. Now you got something that can... Now you're kind of moving... You're already moving the board. You're doing things. And then if you want, you can tap him and summon a 4-attack bear named Bruin. And then he flips over. So it's like a werewolf or something from Magic. And Then he creates this wall of roots around him so that if an enemy enters the site that he's on, they take 1 damage. And I think that ability is really going to end up being good. There's a lot of these new, like, putting thorns and walls of fire and stuff type effects in this set, to where you could build up a pretty solid little defense. And also what's cool is, like, the bear defends druid. So if you would so like let's say you go into druid's site and Bruin is there, the bear, you'd have to have at least, like, the bear's gonna attack for 4, and then the monster attacking is gonna take 1. So you're gonna hit anything that attacks druid for the first time for 1. Really cool card. Excalibur is like a super hype card. Seems pretty awesome. There's a lot of really cool so if you have a 4 element monster, they're immune to damage, and then they also get +1 for each element they have. So I think before, I always try to think of, like, equipment as, can I equip it to my avatar late game? And it's not going to do anything if you equip it to an avatar. But if you're playing enough multicolored stuff, it's probably worth it. So the Fail Not Bow is also a pretty hype card. This is pretty expensive at the moment. I think it's like $30. But it's a 4 mana unique bow and arrow, and bearer has ranged 3. And this seems really fun with, like, Void Walk or Lethal, or maybe Grim Reaper. Because Grim Reaper is, like, chilling in the void. Or does Grim Reaper even have Void Walk? I forget, but if you killed something, yeah, it just seems awesome with Lethal, especially, dude. You could just be so far away, just killing everything, dude. There's like that Poison Dagger from Beta, man. You get something with Fail Not Bow, a Poison Dagger on it. It's really, really cool. There is a new sideboard, maybe main board card, Feast of Crows, and you just name a card, and you can go through their deck and take all the cards and banish them out, which just to me seems kind of weird because all the cards are, like, unique. So is there anything you'd want to get out, like, that's a 4 of? I can't imagine. Maybe you could take, like, isn't there, like, a genie that, like, Death Speaker combos with? You, like, discard 7 cards, deal 21 damage. You could get that genie out of their deck. So it's a sideboard card for that, probably. Fire Breathing's awesome, dude. We got Beast and Dragon Magic. So it's a 4 mana, and you can cast it to an allied beast or dragon. And then you choose a cardinal direction, and it deals, like, 4 damage to the thing in front of it, and then has splash damage for 1 damage around it. So, cool removal if you're playing Beast. Oh, I know. I already know that this seems probably too good for my play group. Maybe fun if you're using it for a fun card. We'll see how it plays out. 4 Waters of Paradise. Sacrifice this thing. And then your next elemental spell requires no threshold and costs 4 less to cast for only 2 mana. So, something I'm learning about this game is if you can ramp out a big, massive monster turn 2 or 3, it doesn't mean that much, because unlike Magic, where you can just start attacking your opponent's life, you have to now build the sites to your opponent. So it's like, okay, I have this massive thing behind the void. I still think it's really good. It still seems really strong. We'll see how that plays out. Frisky Red Squirrel. This dude is super cool. He's a beast, so you just got to play one of these in your beast deck, because there's that cool card that you, like, search for X beast. So just play one of these in case your opponent has a frisky, pesky artifact. So it's a 1 mana 1 attack, and you Genesis take a target nearby artifact that can be carried, and you hide it beneath the site he's played at. So a cool way to kind of steal an artifact, right? They got Excalibur on a creature, and you just, like, put it behind the Frisky Red Squirrel, dude. It's an awesome card. it just seems like a good card to have one of in the Beast deck if you're gonna tutor them up. I'm curious. I keep looking at this card, the Goswit helmet. For 3, if bear would take strike damage, you prevent it and return the helmet to your hand. I feel like strategies that prevent you from taking damage and stalling the game aren't good. Like, you don't want your strategy to be, I'm going to stall the game out. Unless you're playing like a very control-y deck and you have a plan for it. But I still think it's kind of cool if you wanted to keep, if you had a really important, like a lot of cool, unique little guys, it might be worth it. Now this thing is wild, dude. The Grim Grusamar. It's a 3 attack or 3 mana equipment where the bear takes and deals double strike damage. So he takes double damage. But now, dude, if you put this Grim Grusamar on something, grapple shot to your opponent's avatar, dude, crazy. So if you had a 2 power monster, it would deal 4. So you could grapple shot there, deal 4, and then attack for 4. So even on something small, it's still pretty good. Yeah, so it's like a combo piece with the grapple shot. And a fun card, too. But it does take double damage. So I see this being equipped to something, doing a big attack, then dying the turn after. And then them getting it because they can just pick up the equipment. But if you play it with that one like red chick that makes all attacking creatures at +3 power, dude, you could deal so much damage. So in like a really aggressive deck, this is going to be an awesome card. Let's find some more fun cards to talk about. King Arthur, dude. Oh, man, I don't own one of these, and I probably need to buy one. And it's unique, so I just don't feel the need to. I don't feel like in the slot of 50 cards I have that I need to have all the uniques, because what's the chance of drawing? 1 card. But King of the Realm, I think that's his name, he gains control of all mortals from beta. If you're playing the Knight deck, you're probably going to want King Arthur. Speaking of knights, dude, this knighthood card seems pretty powerful. So for 1 mana, if you control an ordinary mortal, you can summon a knight, sir, or dame from your location, or from your hand to their location. So for 1 mana, you can do that. So again, what I was talking about, it doesn't seem that great to have something really big early game. But there's those sites that make, you can pay 1 and make a mortal there, an ordinary mortal, like a token, the earth sites. I mean, you could just turn 1, play one of those sites, turn 2, play knighthood, and drop any knight you want. Seems pretty cool. I play like one of these in my knight deck because I'm not playing a lot of ordinary mortals, and it's also 4 colors, so I'm not trying to play too many of those lands. Play a few of them just to make it work, and then I like forced like 2 mortals in there that were ordinary. It's kind of, it awkwardly fits in there. This is a pretty awesome card, Lady Iseult. Unique as well. 2 mana for 1 attack. But if another nearby allied minion would die, you return it to your hand. And I don't think this thing's not going to stick around a lot. 1 attack, it's going to die really soon. But you kind of keep this as a trap card in your hand for when you got your big dude that's causing tons of ruckus and your opponent is finally going to deal with it. You summon Lady Iseult over there, and then when it dies, you get it back, and then you start causing ruckus again. Pretty cool card. Now, you could put that helmet I was talking about on there, and then it'd be a lot harder for her to kill, because you could just prevent the damage that was dealt to her over and over, but seems good. We learned from the last set that gaining control of monsters is really good, and Love Potion is a new card. It's an elite potion for 6, and it's colorless, so any deck can play it. But you just sacrifice it, and you gain control of target enemy minion at the location. So it's kind of sketchy. All right, you gotta like carry the potion over, but man, it's good. It's good to take their best thing. Merlin's so cool, dude. I wish this guy wasn't unique. I wish this dude was like, I don't play Commander in EDH, but I wish he was like my commander. That I could build around this guy. Triple air, threshold, 3 attack, spellcaster, unique mortal of arcane acuity. Anytime during your turn, Merlin may look at the next spell and cast it if it's a magic spell. Man, there's a lot of like blue sites. Now this is triple air threshold, but like blue sites that let you look at the top card of your deck, rearrange it a bit, browse, stuff like that. Or just play this thing as value, dude. Anytime during your turn, you can just look at the top card of the deck. If it's, man, you could cast a couple of them. Merlin staff. Of course, the wizard's got a staff. He doesn't have the staff in the artwork of the card Merlin, so he's got to find the staff. But Bear has spellcaster and +1 power for each magic spell they've cast this turn while holding Merlin's staff. It just seems like they're trying to make like a storm deck, but 2 unique cards. Like, I love the cards, dude. I want to build a Merlin deck, but I don't know how the heck I can. An elite beast. Here we go. 6 mana, 7 attack, submerge, waterbound. Mester Stirworm, dude. Alright, this dude's sweet. So, tap him, and you choose a direction, and he deals lethal damage to each unit at a location. So this dude is literally he's literally like a water monster, but he's breathing fire, dude. He just comes up out of the water and breathes fire on everything around him. This card seems so crazy good if he goes a few turns without dying. Man, 6 doesn't seem that hard with a mix or something. Really good. Here is a, this is just a solid card. Monstrous Lion. 4 mana, 4 attack, charge, can't attack sites. The charge, if you remember that Panther, if you played Magic the Gathering for a while, and you remember that hasty Panther that could kill Jace the Mind Sculptor, you'll know that this card's good. Because this card is a 4 mana removal. And it's charged, so you play him when you need him, when there's something in front of him that he can kill. Can't attack sites. He can attack avatars. It's honestly, charge is really an underrated ability. Oh, great. All right, we get to talk about the 2 best cards in the set. These are 2 cards that I probably won't play. They seem very powerful. Morgana Le Fay, spellcaster, stealth, 3 mana, 3 attack, and when she comes into play, she draws her own hand of 3 spells. So you allow a third player to come in. The ruling of this card, nobody knows where the cards go that she has when she dies. If you write, what if you drew 3 spells and she dies? Do those 3 spells go to your graveyard? Are they banished? No one really knows. The rules of this game are hilarious. But yeah, this is kind of insane. Spellcaster stealth on this thing, and then you just draw 3 spells. Now she has them, but okay, she's gonna use them. Only she can cast. Seems really good. I mean, she's a spellcaster. She can attack. It's really a lot of value on this card. It's not going to do anything super fun and cool. It's just going to be like a little value engine for you. Now, this card is cool, but man, it's crazy good, dude. Nelly Longarms. And she's a fairy with Submerge. 3 mana to attack, and she shoots a projectile. If it hits a unit, you drag it to her, and then she submerges it. So, I know we all loved the Pudge Butchers so much. I know I would like to play a fun casual deck, and then a Pudge Butcher just beats the entire thing. No, people are saying that this card's better than Pudge Butcher. Pudge Butcher could hit avatars and bring your avatar to it and just whack it for 5. So it's not doing that. Pudge Butcher is also not unique. This is not Nelly Longarms is not immobile. She has Submerge, so she's hard to deal with. Really good removal on this card. Just it's like a Royal Assassin, dude. It's like if you can't deal with it, it's just gonna take you apart, dude. Because the Pudge Butcher was immobile, so he couldn't change around. Like, you could only shoot straight. But with her being submerged and not immobile, you can kind of like reposition her to get more and more threats. Seems crazy. Seems very good. Now, as a casual player myself, I will probably be playing Peasant Revolt a lot because I myself am a peasant who, for 5 mana, would like to destroy everything unique or elite in the realm. I love it, dude. I love this idea a lot. Now, wait a second. Is Roots of Yggdrasil... That's unique, right? Oh my gosh. So, that's interesting. Now, your opponent would keep some stuff, too. Well... No, that doesn't work. Okay. That's no problem. Yeah, they really built around. They knew Roots was a problem, so they didn't make Roots any better, at least, with most of these cards. So, really, really sweet card. I love the idea of, like, rare hunting. The dude playing the sweet deck, I'm going to chase after it. I'm sure I'll be playing this card in one of my decks. It's a pretty cool card. It's like this fat kid with a crown yelling at a knight. Overbearing Belief. I know I have awful grammar, dude. I grew up skateboarding, not reading about knightish chivalry. I don't know all these terms. But we got 3 mana, 0 attack. But he has +7 power if he's in your back row and there's no royalty nearby. So he's super tough in the back row. If he's in your back row. Okay, so you couldn't use the Atlas to, like, go to your opponent's back row. That would have been cool, right? Like the Atlas that connects the realm. But I don't know. Like, again, the rules of this game are so funny. There's a giant in this set that can throw things. So if I throw him, if he's in my back row, can I throw him and he deals 7, or does he deal 0? I don't know. There's the Pendragon Banner, another aggro card, where nearby allies have +1 power while there are no enemies here. Yeah, man. Sweet card. Just more damage. There's lots of ways to do more damage. I don't know the best way. You know, somebody's going to dial and focus in on the top damage, and they'll put that deck on the internet soon. Pendragon Legacy is just... It doesn't do anything fun. It's good. You just play it if you have it, I guess. I don't really like cards like this. It's for 1 mana, you have to have double Earth Threshold. You shuffle any unique cards from your cemetery into your deck, and then you draw a card. Because as you draw a card, you just play it in every deck with a lot of uniques in it. Like I'm not gonna buy this card. If I open it in a pack, I'll play it. This seems kind of sweet to me. Pukas. That's these crazy fairy goats. And for 3 mana, 2 attack, Deathrite. Each opponent discards a card at random. Seems sweet, dude. Seems really fun. There is more, like... There's just some... I like that. That's not really something that we saw in discarding and stuff. Playing a discard deck. I mean, he's exceptional, so you can play 3 of these guys. I like that. He's going to do 2 damage, and he's going to die. It's 3 mana to do 2 damage. If this card was worded as a spell... 3 mana, do 2 damage to your opponent's life, and then they discard a card at random. That seems like a good card. I think that's pretty much what this does. The Purple Knight, whatever. They're all kind of the same thing. 3 mana, they do something. Here we go. A unique giant. What? Like, how are you going to make this work? Rebex. 5 mana, 4 attack. Nearby allied giants have charge. Seems awesome. I need more of them, though. Queen Guinevere. All 4 elements for 1 attack, though. But once on your turn, you may untap an allied minion, so they can attack twice. Seems pretty good. Seems very good. You could play... Okay, so if you played the water artifact that... I play too much Magic. 4 waters that gives you 3, and they don't have any threshold. You can play Queen Guinevere on turn 2 with that water card. And then everything else you play can like move twice, right? Like something you can now like start really moving quickly. But again, 2 unique cards, whatever. Never gonna happen. Dude, this guy, I was like, if there's anything that just seems so unfun, but I want to play in my deck, like some cards, you're like, I want to play a fun game with my opponent. I don't want to be too big of a jerk. But you know how some of the cards, like, this card is such a jerk card, but I have to play it because it's so fun for me? That is Ritar Guar of Snowdina. Oh, man, what a sweet card. And he is a giant, unique, of course. 6 for a 6. And other minions can't untap. Just shut the game down a bit, dude. Oh, man, he's going to die. If he doesn't die quick, dude, he is going to do 6, then 12, then 18 damage. Man, super cool. There's this cool new spear card, Rangam Ninama. Let's start to really actually pronounce this. Rangam Yinid. Oh, man, I can't pronounce it. But you throw this spear, and it's a piercing projectile, and it deals 3 damage to each unit across its path. Pretty fun. It just rips through everything that goes through. Ribble Bogart is going to be a good water card. I think most water decks would, if you're kind of, it's just an awfully good card, an awfully unpredictable elite fairy. At the start of your turn, it gains a random ability, and all the abilities are good. Airborne, ranged, lethal, or +3 power, dude. 3 for a 3. It's pretty sweet. I mean, there's nothing bad about this. There's nothing bad about that card, and it's a beast. Or no, it's a fairy. What? The fairies get a lot of good fairy cards in the set. The Salmon of Knowledge, dude. I'm never playing this card, and I'll tell you why. This card is good, and it's going to be in a lot of decks. 3 mana, 0 attack, submerge waterbound. But other units can fish on top of it, and you have to roll a 20-sided dice, and if you get 14 or more, you banish it and then draw 3 cards. I can promise you that I could make 7 frog tokens, stand on top of that salmon, and roll 7 20-sided dice and never draw 3 cards, and my opponent would do it on the first try. This card is going to be, like, statistically, it's good. People will play this card. Sometimes you just know your own luck, and I know that I don't play cards like this. It's a luck card. You also have to tap the minion, so they can't. Yeah, I know it's a good card. Like, drawing cards is awesome. It's a good card. There's a few of these new raiders, and they're red. They're fire dudes, and they can be summoned to any site without enemies. Alright, so here's a 4 mana, 3 attack charge. Kinda sweet, dude. It's got Jihad built right into it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, here's another one. It's a 2 mana for 2, and you can be cast to any site without enemies. Again, there's just this aggro deck out there, the full fire, where there's that girl who gives +3 attacking minions. It's actually super powerful, dude. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Selene Court. I love this artwork, dude. Man, it's just these, like, just a group of, like, completely different. It literally looks like you go to play sorcery, like a bunch of people from all walks of life hanging out. Like, I would never usually hang out with this guy, but we're having fun playing this game, right? There is, like, a troll hanging out with a birdman, hanging out with a dead chick, and 3 elves getting married or something like it. I don't know, threesome marriage or something happening up there. But it's a 6 mana, 5 attack, and at the start of your turn, all players, draw a card for each fairy in the realm. Is that good? I have no idea. Should everyone draw cards? I don't know. I really don't know. Shapeshift for 4. An allied minion tries to transform, and you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you choose a minion to put them into a new form. It's elite, so it's kind of cool if you know you're playing big stuff. If you kind of have like a wide variety of things, maybe you Maybe turn a frog token into that big fire-breathing underwater thing that does lethal damage all around it. Seems cool. Ordinary Mortal, 2 mana, 2 attack with ranged. I think the ranged is pretty sweet if you're playing like a lot of equipments and stuff. Range seems cool. This is the Siege Giant I was talking about. You can throw a weaker ally through the air to a nearby location. Okay, I thought it dealt damage, so you could throw. I don't know. It's probably cool. It's good to move creatures around. Sir Agravain for 3 mana, 3/2. Stealth movement +1. That's pretty cool. And whenever another ally attacks an enemy adjacent to him, he strikes that enemy afterwards without losing strike with stealth. So he's hanging out in the back while your boys attack, and he's the finisher. Really cool card. Sir Balin, 4 for 3/4. Lance. Whenever Sir Balin strikes an avatar, destroy that avatar's site, then burrow other minions and artifacts there. Really? Dude. Kind of crazy. So they're going to have to defend the avatar every time. But man, it's pretty nasty, dude. You could just keep destroying sites over and over again. Early on in the game, grapple shot Sir Balin over to the avatar and start destroying their sites each turn. Sir Balin is Sir Balling, dude. You'll be balling out of control with that combo. Sir Bedivere, 4 mana, 3 attack, 4 defense. If he's carrying an artifact at the start of your turn, draw a card. That's probably good. Yeah, there's like tons of equipment. Draw an extra card each turn? Card's insane. Sir Boris the Younger, dude. This artwork is nuts, dude. Looks like Red from like Pineapple Express. But 3 for a 4/2. Ranged 2 and enemies lose stealth. Ranged 2 with 4 is pretty nasty. Sir Gaheris, 4 for a 3/5. Lance, and she untaps at the end of your turn. That's okay. That doesn't seem that powerful to me. It's like a bad Sarah Angel. This one seems really good to me. Sir Galahad. Because her strikes heal you. There was the vampire smoking the cigarette or whatever in the last set. I don't think she was actually smoking a cigarette. It kind of looked like she was. And she had like the lifelink effect. And it was really annoying. And also, nearby allies take no damage from demons, spirits, and undead. Dude, this card is really good. There's a lot of demons, spirits, and undead. And it's unique, so I don't think you just play it in the main board. I mean, if you can't fit it, you put it in the sideboard. If you're in air and earth, you're playing it. This is one of the weirdest cards. It's like this baker, dude. This dude bakes up magic bread, and I'm gonna just say, until a week ago, did not know really anything about the Arthurian Legends. I watched The Green Knight this week, and I started the book on tape while driving today. I'm trying to learn what is going on in the storyline. For some reason in the storyline, there is a unique mortal disguised as a commoner. But he reveals from your hand anything, and then you transform an allied mortal into him. Okay, yeah, so you you just pay 2 and you show like, I don't know, anything, and it becomes a 3/4, 3 attack, 4 defense. Sir Gareth with this ability. So if you just want to play like a ton of these bakers, you just turn every card in your hand into Sir Gareth. It's wild. Sir Gawain, dude. Alright, he's from The Green Knight. I know his story from that movie. And I actually opened this card in foil. So I like this card a lot. The artwork freaked me out, dude. I was like, what? I don't really like cards with pentagrams and evil symbols on them. I'm more of a... I don't like that. But I Googled what the star meant in the lore of Arthurian Legends, but the star is like 5 different noble things that knights believe in. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Whatever. I don't think Sir Gawain's getting down with the devil or anything, but This card's sweet, dude. He's all 4 colors, 3 attack, 5 defense, and he takes damage for other adjacent allies. And when if he dies from the damage taken this way, you draw a card. So 5 defense, man. He's gonna save your dude, and he's gonna replace himself. Replacing your dude's always good. Sir Ironside, dude. I love this artwork, man. There's just this like dude in the background and made out of fog or something. But 4 for 4 has +3 power during enemy turns. It's pretty sweet, dude. Sir K. This is looking like Red from Pineapple Express after the barber, dude. We got 4 for 4, and whenever he targets a weaker minion, he untaps, dude. He's just mowing down anything small. He can just kill 100 small things. He doesn't care. Sir Lamarok. Deathrite. Strike each nearby enemy. You're about to kill this dude, and he's got 4 attack too. So you're about to kill Sir Lamarok? Yeah, well, he's going to kill everything around it. No, dude, Sir Lancelot's the boy. Because he's just really good. This card is going to see some play, I think. For a 4/5 with Lance, so Lance is a really good ability. And the first time he fights, you untap him each turn. So he gets to attack twice. I think this Sir Mordred will be played a decent amount. He has 6 for a 4 attack, and he has Genesis and Deathrite. Kill target adjacent enemy minion. That card can swing the game, dude. It's card advantage right there. Killing 2 things for 1 card. And dealing some damage, probably. Sir Maureen. And so far, like, all these Sirs, they're all unique, by the way. Sir Maureen. 4 for a 3 attack. He has summoned 2 foot soldier tokens when he comes into play, and enemy projectiles can't enter. There's a lot of these Sirs. I'm only kind of trying to talk about the cards that I think are really awesome. Sir Maureen doesn't seem that powerful to me. Watch, he'll probably be like the most played one. I'm going to talk about Sir Tom Thumb, though, dude. This dude is a 2 for a 2/1. He is a fairy Sir. And he may be carried by any beast. And when he dies, he returns to your hand. Oh, I can't wait to learn about his lore in the Arthurian Legends. Sir Tristan seems really good. Now, he's all 4 elements, and he's 5 for a 2/4. Once on your turn, Sir Tristan may tap target nearby enemy, and they don't untap next turn. He's playing the lute, dude. He's putting him to sleep or whatever he's doing, getting him dancing for a turn. Seems pretty good to deal with. I mean, if you're playing a lot of smaller creatures or the knights or something, like, your knights don't have the biggest attack, and if they play some freaking giant with 8 power, just put him to sleep for a little bit, dude. Seems really good. Sir Yavain for 5 for a 3/4. Lance, Genesis, choose an allied beast, and he and that beast have +2. Pretty cool. Any cool beast you could add to that? There's a lot of good beasts. I don't know. There's a lot of good beasts, man. So there is the Squeaker deck. It's self-explanatory. You could read the Squeakers. I'm building a Squeaker Druid deck, of course. Yes, dude, Tax Collector. So there's these new things that they thought would be fun, where Genesis on your opponent's next turn, their spells cost 1 more. There's also a new avatar that does that. And there's some more lane destruction in this set. So I don't know. I personally don't like playing against those effects too much. If I play competitive Magic, I don't mind it. But casual, I don't really like locking a friend out of stuff. Sword and Shield, Bear has +2 power. I like that a lot, man. Just simple. Make stuff big, dude. Really cool. Snowball. Shoot a piercing projectile. It picks up other units along its path and carries them with it. When it stops, units there take damage equal to the number of units in the snowball. Dude, this is so cool. You have to play this card if you like fun things. Just moving the board around. Oh man, just the image of the snowball getting bigger and bigger is so fun. Thankless Squire, I think is good, and I'm going to tell you a little tip. It's not really a tip, everyone probably already knows, but he's ordinary, so you can ordinary tutor for him. But, so they got something, lances you can give your opponent a lance, or your minions a lance. So, you could play Thankless Squire, and give all 3 lances to like a really big dude. It's pretty cool. The Black Plague is such a sick card. Why's it got to be unique? You can't build around it, dude. I was really hoping for like a smallpox themed deck, but it's a 4 for aura, and at the end of the turn, the weakest minion in the site dies. If it's tied, you choose one. So cool, dude. Big death square. 4 death squares. The Fairy Queen, a unique fairy. 4 for 3. Airborne Spellcaster. A lot going already. Nearby allied fairies take no damage from units with 4 or more power. Fairies are really good. It sucks how good they are. The Great Drowning of Men for 7. At the start of your turn, destroy affected sites. It's an aura. And flood the resulting rubble. Then submerge anything on top of them, and then dispel it. Yeah, that's a lot of value. That's a lot of value on a card. For 7, I don't think that card costs too much. I think it's probably fine. It looks really good. The Great Famine. It's an aura for 4. At the end of your turn, the strongest minion occupying a site dies. And if it's tied, you choose. So it's the Black Plague and the Great Famine. The Green Knight is sweet, dude. He is a 6 mana 3/7. And whenever an enemy minion can attack him, he must. And then Deathrite strike each nearby enemy. 7 defense seems to be a sweet spot. It seems to be really big. It's gonna be hard to kill. I like that guy, man. The Lady of the Lake, 3 for 3. Spellcaster Submerge. Genesis. You may summon a mortal or artifact from your cemetery to Lady of the Lake's location, and if you do, you shuffle the Lady of the Lake back into the deck. Cool. The Round Table seems good, but for 3 maybe. You must cast in your back row whenever you summon King Arthur or a Knight Sir Dane, you draw a card. Seems good, but man, the Knights are so powerful. Would you rather play the Round Table in a turn, or would you rather just play another Knight? I don't know. And we'll see. We'll let time tell. The Wild Hunt. I don't know why I've never seen this card. This looks so cool. 6 mana, 5 attack. Fairy, of course. Airborne. Other nearby spirits and fairies have charge. Dude, they are making the fairies insane, dude. Tithe. Draw 3 sites. 1 mana, but you have to have 3 earth threshold. Really cool. I'd like to see that in like Geomancer. You just like never have to draw sites again. Just nothing but card value. That's cool. It's a good card. Tooth Fairy. 2 for 2. Airborne. At the start of your turn, tap target nearby enemy. That's pretty solid. The Tournament Grounds, there's just so much multicolored, like, these crazy knights with so many colors. Well, the Tournament Grounds is a way to get around all threshold. But your opponent can summon knights there with no threshold as well, so. We got Valor, dude. 0 mana, an instant spell. Double Earth threshold, though. May be cast when an ally defends a site or another unit. The ally gains +4 power. This card I'm a little scared of. The Unselly Court. I don't want to see someone ramp into this. At the start of your turn, players discard a spell for each fairy in the realm. Seems very good. Alright, we got to a combo of pure unknown things. Vivian the Enchantress. I think this card, it's like $12 right now. I think it'll probably go up in price as the game is played more. For 5 mana, you get a 1 attack, and she has the printed abilities of all avatars and spellcasters in the realm. So, with Witch, which we haven't covered Witch yet, but Witch copying her abilities is insane. You can make your opponent's spells cost 2 more each turn, or you can deal 4 damage each turn, or mix and match, or whatever. The thing that I'm really confused about with Vivian the Enchantress, I posted on Reddit, no one knew the answer. No one knows the answer to this, is what happens if Druid is in the realm? So, Druid is a flip card. Can Vivian the Enchantress flip? If she's foil, she could. She would have a back if she was a foil Vivian the Enchantress. Does she need... If she flips, that's fine. Okay, she can be the other side of the Druid. Now, does she have both sides of Druid? Because both sides are technically in the realm. Does she tap and make a 4-attack bear every turn? No one knows what... The rules of this game are just so casual. Like, what's your play group want to do? It's truly so confusing. What happens if you have Vivian the Enchantress and Druid? Please let me know in the comments. I think it's going to be busted any way of the outcome. The worst outcome would be that you make a bear and she flips over and dies, which would still be good. It would still be fine. You would, for 1 mana, you'd make a bird, then you make a bear. That'd be pretty cool. The Wall of Brambles is cool, talking about Druid. You put it, it's an aura, and you conjure it on an allied site, on the border of an allied site, and whenever an enemy goes over it, they take 2 damage. And then the Druid does 1 damage too, so you could build up this cool little wall of thorns for your opponent to not get through. We got the Warhorse, dude. 2 for 2, charge, and she can carry an ally. I think that's cool to carry stuff around. Whiteheart is another big card of this set. It's pretty expensive. It's like $20 to $30 right now. And I don't know how good it is. It's 3 mana for a 2 attack. Other minions and locations nearby can't be attacked. There's a lot of removal in this. It dies to bolt, but it does stall. And I just don't know if stalling is good. No idea. Whirlwind. Choose clockwise or counterclockwise. Each unit and artifact atop sites in a 2x2 area is pushed 1 step in that direction. They keep doing this with air. Moving the board around. I want it to do something. I really do. I wanted a deck that just like moved things all around, and I built it and it was just really bad. Here we go, Witch. This card is really... This is a really, really good card. Really good avatar. You can tap, and then you can either make your opponent's spells cost 1 more, or they lose 2 life, or they have -3. Oh, choose an avatar, and it will give it -3 power. So that's good against, like, if you make your avatar bigger. Pretty sweet. Cards, maybe it's not that good. It's going to be good. There's going to be plenty of good Witch decks. I'm not saying that I was even thinking for a second it's not that good. I know it is, but we'll see where Witch goes. It's a good one. Wolpentinger. This is such a good card, dude. For 4 mana, 0 attack, and this little rabbit with owl wings and deer antlers gets +1 power for each of your dead beast. It's an elite, so you get to play 2 of them at least. I wish I could play 4 of them, but I'm totally building a Wolpentinger deck. There's so many cool beasts out there, and it's just perfect. Just perfect, dude. All these little beasts gotta die. You gotta make this. I'm glad that the creature that you're making bigger is also a cute beast. Sometimes when other card games you like kill all these things, get your graveyard real big, and then you have this like big, massive, like scary demon dude that gets bigger. Like that makes sense. I want something that doesn't make sense. I want a massive Wolpentinger. Year of the Blaze, dude. This card is so sick. 7 mana. 4 red threshold. Unique aura. At the start of your turn, destroy affected sites and everything there. Dude, destroy 4 sites? Man. Card's nuts. Card's sweet. That's gonna swing the game. I think I covered all the sweet cards that I like. I went over a bunch of them, but dude, this needed to exist. It's something for you to listen to while you drive. I hope it was good, guys. I'm sure I'm just so wrong on a lot of this stuff, and that you guys have much better ways of playing sorcery than I do, but hopefully you make a pig druid beast themed deck just like I am doing. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.